why you're doing it at the moment you do it. Because let's say that here is your desk chair, and there's a wall, and then right behind it, on another room, is a toilet. And that's not good feng shui, because as the crow flies, you've got about 12 inches between you and that. So, in that case, you take a little mirror and slip it behind the toilet tank, shining toward the toilet, symbolically pushing it away. You did not move your desk chair, you did not move the toilet, but you put in a symbol for your wish that there was more space between you. The mirror is symbolically pushing that away. But if you just put the mirror there and go on your happy way, you could have your guardian angel going, oh, that's interesting. We are decorating, I guess. Not.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So where's the mirror on the toilet?
All right. So here is your desk chair. Here is the toilet. On this wall, you put the little mirror right there, shining at that.
On the wall within the bathroom.
Yep.
Toward the.
Yep.
I see.
If that is somebody else's bathroom and you don't have access to it, you put the mirror on your wall, but still the shiny side is facing the toilet. So in that case, you would have the shiny side actually facing the wall. And you can paint over the back of it so it doesn't look like some weird button on the wall. Yeah. So that's a case where you want to say out loud why you're doing it. If you are moving your desk around so that you can see toward the door, that's not a symbolic fix. There's two kinds of fixes. A real fix is where you've really moved the furniture. You've really made a change. The toilet was there, so you moved the desk someplace else. That's a real fix. And they're not always feasible because it means moving stuff. And that's why we have symbolic fixes. And then the main two symbolic fixes are crystals and mirrors. And crystals always do the same thing over and over and over again. Wind chimes do the same thing that crystals do, over and over and over again. They disperse energy. That's their symbol of there was some kind of harsh energy that wasn't really friendly and good for you, and before you come in contact with that energy, there is a crystal in between where you would be and it is, and the crystal is dispersing the energy before you and that object meet up. And the object can be as simple as there's your front door and there's your back door, and you don't want the energy to be going right directly from one door out the other. So you hang a crystal in the middle to disperse the energy into the home. A wind chime also is considered to disperse energy. They are not magical objects. I do not deal in magical objects. What they are objects that can indeed disperse energy, because a real clear crystal can take the invisible energy of the sun and disperse it into color. So it can disperse energy. A wind chime can take the invisible energy of the wind and disperse it into audible sound waves. So those two things always do the same thing over and over and over again, wherever you put them. You've got a heavy beam going over your bed, hang the crystal. I'd a lot rather see a crystal over my bed than a wind chime. The wind chimes can have a problem if they're hanging right over you, because if they're those metal, hollow wind chimes, they sort of look like a bunch of gun barrels, you know. So better to have those someplace that you don't walk or sit right under them, right there. Now mirrors do at least 3 different things in Feng Shui. And what they're most commonly used for is to push back energy. You have an unfriendly neighbor, use a mirror, push it back. Got a real unfriendly neighbor, use a Bagua mirror to push it back. And here's a Bagua mirror. That's a Bagua mirror. You can get these at Prince Kahil Mall at the Chinese dry goods store. And it may not look exactly like this, and some bulge out, and some curve in, and some are flat. But if you have a really unfriendly neighbor, like a drug house or something like that, that's when you usually use. They are only meant for use outdoors. They're not for use inside a home. There are less than 5 instances I can think of where they're acceptable inside a home. And in those instances, they are definitely the best thing. But generally, it's for use outside a home. And they don't draw energy in. I sometimes have gone to a home and seen one of these above the front door before I knock on the door, and I look around before I knock. I go, what are they pushing away? And I don't see any reason for them. And so when they come to the door, I say, what's with the mirror up there? And they say, oh, that's to pull good energy in. It's my Bagua mirror. I read my Feng Shui books. And I go, well, either somebody wrote it wrong or you read it wrong, because it's a mirror. It reflects. It's meant to push energy away. Over a door or over a window is a very appropriate place to put one, because those are the weak places in a home. If a thief was to come breaking into your home, they would not take a saw and break a new hole in your wall. They would use an existing hole, which is either a door or a window. And that's what makes doors and windows weak places in a home. They are weaker than a strong wall. So that's why it's appropriate to put a Bagua mirror over one when you need one. However, anytime you're using a mirror to push away something, it does need to be reflecting it directly. Like if that was the problem over there, you would tilt it over there. If it was the problem over there, you'd tilt it over there. And to tilt these, I usually use multiple layers of double-sided foam tape. And that'll usually kick it out enough so you can aim it right where you want to. Usually when you buy these, there's a bit of colored plastic over them that you have to peel off. That keeps this from getting scratched up in the store. Some people don't know that. I went to a place in North Hilo where they had one of these up for years outside. And I said, what's that blue on there? And I went up and I peeled it off. And I showed it to the lady and I said, this mirror has had its eye closed all these years. It's not been doing anything because the shiny part couldn't really reflect like it's supposed to.
I went to the store at HBA.
Yeah.
And the people who were selling them didn't know about the film or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I said, so do you have like clear mirror? And she said, no, it only comes that way. And so they didn't even know what they were selling.
Yeah, I believe it.
So I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I totally believe that. There are some stores on Oahu, one I can think of in Chinatown, where the employees there really seem to have been trained by somebody who knows Feng Shui, and they could recommend things exactly right. A lot of stores that sell Feng Shui goods, they're just goods to them. That's all they are. And so it's much better a buyer be informed, that know what you're buying, know why you're buying it. And the thing I never, ever believe in is lucky objects. I do not believe in lucky cats. I don't believe in lucky little this thing this year. Compass Feng Shui, which could be just fine, I just am not drawn to practice it. Compass Feng Shui very often will say, oh, this year you're going to need this little gold-colored plastic object stuck in this part of your home, and when the year's over with, you can toss it and get a different gold-colored plastic object and stick it in a different part of your home. If I had to tell people stuff like that, I'd find something else to do, because I can't do that from my heart. I practice Feng Shui that I believe does not have superstition or consumerism attached to it. Of just go buy these lucky things, your life will be better. Oh, too bad if you didn't buy them, your life's not going to be so good. I can't believe that. It's just not who I am, and I can't bring that to my consultations. So what I do is called form schooling. landform Feng Shui, where it's all based on what things are shaped like, not based on numbers or years or astrology or numerology. It's simply what's it shaped like. Where's the ocean? Where's the mountain? Where's the door? Where's the window? Where's the shelves? What are they shaped like? What are the shape of the objects? Shape is as basic as it comes. It is more basic than color. Because think about it. Think if it's like late in the day and you're looking at the horizon and you can still see the shapes of the trees. Maybe you can tell, oh, that's a palm tree over there. Oh, and those are ohias. You know, you can see the sun has gone down enough, but you can still see the silhouette against the sky. That shape is really lasting longer. The color of the trees, you can't tell if that's a brown palm leaf or a green palm leaf because you can't see the color anymore. But the shape is more powerful. The shape stays longer. Shape is the most important thing in Feng Shui. After that is color. After that is material. So those are the order in which things are rated. What's it shaped like? What's the color of it? What's the material? That's the grading system. How you're judging the importance of something like that.